Hi, my name is Venus O'Hara and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to talk about my favourite subject, which is female orgasm. It's been a very interesting week for me personally. I started the week with lots of self-doubt. I know that's terrible, but I have to admit that. And I think I had a very negative conversation with someone who was insinuating that my job was frivolous when it's the total opposite. And fortunately, since then, I've had lots of confirmations from the universe about being on the right path. And just yesterday, two people contacted me about female orgasm, and one of them has never had an orgasm, and it's a woman in her 40s, and another one, it's a guy who has been with someone for 7 years, and he wanted to know which sex toy to buy for his partner because she has never had an orgasm. So I thought I would make this video. So this video is called How to Have Your First Orgasm. Yeah, so I made some notes. I hope I can read them. Where are they? So first of all, why would you want to have an orgasm? Well, I think the first thing you need to have very clear in your mind is that you should be doing it for yourself and for your own pleasure. And I think it's, even though it can be very beneficial in your relationships with other people, I think it's you should never do it for someone else or because of the pressure. I think it's something you should really learn to embrace on your own first of all, and then you can share the wisdom with your partner. And I think that's really important to have clear at the beginning, because otherwise I think people might put too much pressure on themselves, and pressure is not good when you want to have an orgasm, definitely not. And also, yeah, so I think, but even if the objective is orgasm, your first orgasm, I think you should always forget about the orgasm if you can and just focus on pleasure first and foremost, because I think then it's much more likely that your orgasm will surprise you one day, and that's exactly what happened to me. So it took me so many years to actually discover the virtues of female masturbation and orgasm, and when I did, I found it to be life-changing. And just that last night I had the most incredible orgasm, and I was thinking, I want all women to know what this feels like, because we're in a society that we think that, or we've been taught to think that sex is for men. The whole sexual act builds up to male ejaculation and it's game over, and you know, female pleasure is kind of forgotten about. But anyway, that's another subject. So here are my top 5 tips for having your first orgasm. This is very personal. This is my own opinion, and yeah, so you could try. Everyone's different, of course, so you could try one of these things, all of these things, or just the ones that speak to you. So first one, I think it's really important, well, I think personally, to activate your erotic imagination, because after all, the biggest sexual organ that we have is the brain. It's definitely, I think for me, imagination is something that's very, very, very important for me. It's a tool that I use a lot, and I think it's very important to explore your erotic imagination, to discover and learn about your erotic triggers so you can use them whenever you want to feel aroused or you want to have an orgasm. And to do that, you don't need to touch yourself or anything, or you can if you want, but that's a bit further on. But so to do this, I would suggest reading erotic novels and fiction, and just all different, maybe if you like literature, you can listen to audiobooks as well. And you could also watch some series that have some erotic storylines in them, or you could even watch porn or erotic. I'm not really into porn personally. I think that is an imagination killer personally, but I think there are lots of series out there that are not necessarily erotic or pornographic, but they have this kind of very erotic, they can really stimulate your erotic imagination. And one series that I loved years ago was The L Word. It was so good. It was a series about all these different lesbians, and I think even if you're not a lesbian, I think lesbian fantasies is one of the #1 fantasies among women, so that was very titillating. Literally, it was so, oh my god, this is amazing. So even looking for series that have lots of sex scenes or interesting things going on, that have, especially, you know, when you have the typical series and these two characters are kind of building up this seduction over several episodes with these intense gazes and conversations and are they or aren't they, that type of thing for me really gets me going. So I would encourage anyone to invest in that type of erotic stimulation. Next, sensuality. So that's one part for the mind, and now let's start with the touch. So it depends if you have a partner or not. I think you can. It's always good to touch yourself, but if you're with a partner, for example, I would suggest forgetting about penetration in the genital area for a while, and focusing on massage and relaxing and body oils and soft music and candles and all that type of thing, and to really relax in your body and start to enjoy your skin, your naked skin, and all the sensations that you can enjoy. Sometimes I think that if I think that someone's touching me because they want to end up having sex, it can be really off-putting for me, and I think I'm probably not alone in that. So I'd say focusing on just touching all parts of the skin with the fingertips, even with different parts of the body, or even with feathers, vegan of course, or even something that I love, which is really crazy and basic, just an old receipt, just a little bit of paper. And you could also use blindfolds, a bit of light bondage, so some kind of sensual discovery to just really feel comfortable in your skin and enjoy your erogenous zones. And if you're single, then perhaps you could enjoy a professional massage. Of course, professional massage is a professional massage, but just having someone, to massage your neck, etc., can really awaken your senses, even though there's nothing is going to happen. But I think it's a really good idea to really connect with your body on a sensual level. Okay, next, connect with your vulva. I made a video, I think it was called 7 Ways to Connect with Your Vagina or Vulva, both. Your yoni, which is one of my favourite words, which means sacred space, which is a wonderful definition. In that video I talked about very different things, and I think it's important to connect with our yonis and have a good relationship with your genitals, because then you can enjoy them more. For example, I asked someone yesterday about the orgasm thing, why did they enjoy oral sex, and they were like, no. So I think a lot of times we can feel disconnected from our vulvas, because it's all up in the mind, really. If you think about it, when someone you really like touches you like that, it can feel like electric. However, if it's someone you hate, it can be awful. So remember, I think it's more about what's happening in your mind. So if you can relax and enjoy your vulva and know that someone is going down on you because they want to, and it turns them on, and they like the look of it, the smell of it, the taste of it, then I think that's a big obstacle to overcome, and in order to relax and enjoy it. It took me a very, very long time to enjoy cunnilingus personally. I got to a stage where I was enjoying it. I think I got to plateau level on the orgasm scale, but then I got so horny I was like, oh, condom, let's have sex. Whereas recently I have just learned to not say condom, let's have sex, and just wait a little bit longer, and to my surprise I've had some incredible orgasms that I never knew I could have. I always thought I was vaginal. I thought I needed internal stimulation to reach orgasm. So I'm always learning new things about my orgasmic response, which is incredible. So it's just incredible, all the things that your body, all the sensations that your body can provide for you. So yeah, so connecting with the vulva. And I think another thing that's good is to maybe cup your vulva with your hands and breathe and look at it as well in a mirror. I think it's a good idea to open your legs and use a mirror and really see how beautiful it is, and don't compare yourself to porn or anything like that. I think all vulvas come in different shapes and sizes and different whatever. So I think it's really good to just embrace yours, and someone else will hopefully love it as much as you do, because you have to really own your vulva yourself. I remember reading in an article or a survey years ago about sexual confidence, and one of the questions that I really remember was, how do you react when you pull your underwear down, you know, and expose your yoni in when you're having sex with someone? Is it like, oh, hide under the covers, or are you like, hey, check it out? I don't know. I think it's important to feel comfortable with your naked yoni, with all aspects of it, how it looks, how it tastes, yeah, and how it smells. And there's nothing, for me, I just think a healthy, aroused yoni smells incredible. Okay, so, and I'm going to leave a link to that video, which is 7 ways to connect with your vulva, and that will be below, and I suggest that you watch that for more tips about this point in particular. The next thing, I'm gonna stop the video here because I have to get something. I'm back. Okay, this is the more spiritual side of it. So I put number 4, affirmations. However, I think there are lots of meditations you can do to brainwash yourself almost into having your first orgasm. And I personally, I'm getting into crystals lately, and I did feel that I was losing my libido recently. So actually I googled libido crystals, and I found carnelian, which is this crystal, and I had this on my 2nd chakra, the sacral chakra, and I did lots of meditations with it to try and activate my libido, and I feel like it's okay now, so I've put it away actually. So if you're into that kind of thing, that could be something to do. And another one for libido is garnet. Yeah, so this is a success stone. It has other properties as well, and I really like using these two. But I feel like I've really got my libido back. But another thing to do to brainwash yourself would be to listen to affirmations and write affirmations down. And I found a very cool link about with affirmations for female orgasm. And some of them are, for example, I am a sexual woman, I am about to have an orgasm, this type of thing. I think it's important to, like the law of attraction, you have to really believe that you are already orgasmic. And what would that feel like? How would it feel to you to actually have your first orgasm? For me, I felt so independent, so connected with my body, and I almost felt that I no longer needed someone to help me reach orgasm. Because I had a very strange situation where I was able to reach orgasm with a partner but not on my own, so automatically I felt more empowered emotionally and in my relationships. And also you can feel really proud of yourself and just amazed, really. So you have to imagine those sensations of relief. Wow, you did it. And of course I wanted to repeat just to make sure that I got the formula down so I could access ecstasy whenever I wanted. It's definitely worked out. So affirmations, well, I wasn't into all this affirmations and crystals and meditation when I was on my orgasmic journey, but I definitely am now for other things, and I'm definitely manifesting the things I desire through these practices. And last but not least, of course, sex toys. Sex toys, I am a sex toy tester after all. And sex toys really have helped me a lot in my with my personal sexuality and sexuality with other people. And I made a video about sex toys for beginners, but what's really important, and I suggested 3 particular sex toys that could be very versatile if you're getting to know your sexual response. But what's really important is, I'm going to repeat, is just to not think about having the orgasm, because if you're in that situation where you're switching the toy on, putting it against your vulva, and you're like, where's the orgasm, then you're not really going to have it. So I think what you have to do is access your erotic imagination and think about the things that do turn you on, you know. So you're gonna, if you do this process, this erotic homework, then you will know those triggers that are going to get you going. So that's really, really, really important. And also the objective should be pleasure, so you have to think, where does it feel good? Do I like something pointy against my clitoris? Do I prefer a softer surface? Do I want to move it from side to side? Where are my hot spots? That should be what you should be doing using a sex toy. And if you haven't had an orgasm after maybe 15-20 minutes, then I would say just switch it off and then do it again the next day or whenever you feel like it, and just repeat that process until one day it will completely take you by surprise. So just really focus first on your hot spots, and then hopefully the orgasm will surprise you. So I hope you find this video interesting, and don't forget to check out those other 2 videos, how to connect with your vulva and sex toys for beginners. And I hope you enjoy this orgasmic journey. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.